For the M company, the M3 is the core model of our product range, and it is the icon of BMW M. And it stands for agility, precision, dynamics, emotion, of course, and it comes from motorsports. And over the years, this has been proved by all the different generations of M3, and it still is the core of BMW M. The BMW M3 is the essence of what BMW M stands for, and 30 years ago it started coming from motorsports with topics like agility, precision, dynamics, emotionality, of course, and that has been there all the time over the past 30 years. We are now in the 5th generation of BMW M3, and we had 4-cylinder engines, 6-cylinder engines, 8-cylinder high ref engines, and now we have a 6-cylinder twin turbo charged engine. But the story is not about the technology, it's about the philosophy. And I think an M3 is an M3 over 30 years, over 5 generations, and I think the identity of the car makes it so strong.
The M3 is an icon within BMW. For me, it's always a pleasure to sit in an M3 and driving around the street. So it's a special car. All the M3s, they have something special, but for me the E46 CSL, it's a special car because as a race driver you always search for power and weight as well, and the CSL combined both things. When BMW was rejoining the DTM in 2012, at the first year we won all 3 championships with the M3 DTM, so that's something special and that shows how good the M3 as a race car is.
The first BMW M3 incorporated the full range of race technologies, a truly innovative approach that continues to define the M3 to this day. It's important to remember the very beginning, the first M3, which was developed as a homologation vehicle for racing. Our top priorities back then were performance, predictability and sportiness, and we were uncompromising in our pursuit of all 3. Over the generations, that's continued to develop. The BMW M3 combines complete everyday versatility with extreme sportiness. Once a fan, always a fan. That's the way it's always been. An icon of BMW M GmbH, the BMW M3 is one of the most successful touring cars in the world and has won every competition. The next chapter of the success story is about to begin, with a limited edition of just 500 30 Jahre M3 vehicles. An absolute must-have for aficionados. BMW M3 Touring, Compact and 2 pickups from 1986 and 2011. So how did these one-offs come into being? The first pickup was based on the E30 convertible. We made it to transport tyres and parts for the DTM, because we had no other way of transporting them at the time. Luckily for the team, the stiff E30 convertible they had was the ideal basis for building a pickup. After 26 years of service on the plant premises, their BMW M3 pickup was replaced. We'd already started work on converting an E93 to succeed the last pickup, and then we hit on an idea. We decided to unveil it as a new model, as an April Fool's joke in 2011. Later, an official press release clarified the facts. Nonetheless, the E93 M3 pickup was approved for use on public roads and included a host of enhancements. This is the classic flange-mounted roll bar. Everything around the passenger cell was converted subsequently. On the new model, the roll bar was integrated, so both vehicles even have targa tops. The various prototypes were perfect for their respective jobs. The BMW M3 Compact, for instance, was born from the idea of creating an entry-level M vehicle. We wanted an affordable vehicle for young people, a counterpart to the Golf GTI, for a price that would attract younger people to BMW M as well. Like the Compact, the BMW M3 Touring was used only in-house for internal testing, but was easily good enough to have made it into series production. At about that time, Audi brought out their RS4 onto the market. So BMW M GmbH decided to adapt the M3 Touring as a potential model to remain competitive. These one-off M3s were all about implementing ideas, learning new things and testing feasibility. And they all provide impressive evidence of what a BMW M3 can do.